Putting a woman's ego in her place, in my opinion, is one of the most important signs because when you put her ego in her place, a lot of the times it's a sign that she likes you. It's a form of submission, right? Just like we put our egos in on the side when we like a woman, right? So this video is all about how to destroy her ego in a way that draws her to us. Now, watch what she has to say about destroying a woman's ego and why it's important.
Hurt it to some degree, and it may have hurt her ego a little bit that you're no longer chasing after her, because it always feels nice to be sought after, even if it's from someone who you don't really like anymore or you never really liked. So let's say, for example, I'm sure you've had this experience of the women say that there's a woman who really, really liked you, but you didn't like her, but it still felt nice to be wanted and desired, right? So when someone's no longer giving that attention anymore, so let's say that woman decides to have a crush on someone else and it isn't you, you kind of just feel like a bit, huh, oh, right? So that's how she might feel. She might be feeling a bit, oh, right? Okay, so that's one of the things she may think.
And that feeling
She
actually
will wonder
draws
about
her
you and
to
she
you,
may
right?
feel hurt.
Sorry about that. And that feeling actually draws her to you. So with that being said, let's go to the whiteboard. Let's go to the blackboard and show you guys how to destroy her ego without going to prison. Okay? Let's begin with the video.
I mean, I don't know why we're making so many evil videos. I just came back from a meditation retreat, but it is what it is. So we're gonna talk about how you can make anybody fall in love by destroying their ego. Now, understand this: the ego is a lot of the times, well, 99.9% of the time, confused for who you really are. And so the ego could be your trauma, the ego can be your insecurities, and then that emotion dictates your decisions. So if I've been abandoned and all of a sudden you abandon me, it's gonna remind me. And what do I mean by reminding? It's gonna bring back the first time I felt abandoned, that feeling. And then that feeling is gonna affect the way I perceive you. It's gonna have a gravitational pull. It's gonna revert me back to that childlike state of mind where I'm very myopic, where I think in black or white thinking. And so then I won't be able to see your red flags. Why? Because I'm seeing the world through a squinted gaze of fog of emotion, through the ego. And when you love someone from this point of view, it's usually temporary. It's usually as long as you remain unhealed, you will stay in love. But also, too much exposure to the person whom you created the projection will cause the projection to evaporate and be transferred out to another person, right? So understand that if you have to do this video, just understand, if you gotta watch this video, it's not gonna work out, okay? It's essentially the results you're gonna get from this video are very intense and very fast, but they evaporate. They don't last as long, and if it does last long, the consequences to your psyche may not be worth it, because it's really taxing doing this on someone, unless, and hear me out, unless you're a psychopath, then this is all entertainment for you. You know what I'm saying? By that, if you're doing that, then I know you're clinically depressed, you might have a lot of addiction. Everyone loses in this situation, all right? So let's begin with the video. And by the way, look, man, you could just take this video as a defense mechanism, right? You could watch this video and understand that this can be used against you. And so you could watch it to understand that, you know what I'm saying? But also you could watch it as a morbid curiosity. Any other reason that you're gonna watch this video, don't tell people you watch my channel, okay? Tell them you watch Mark Rosenfeld, tell them you watch Matthew Hussey, don't tell people you watch Father Alex's channel, all right? So let's begin. All right, so let me give you guys a thing that I wrote here first that I wanna say because I don't wanna forget, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys are watching this and you're pretty much telling to yourself that it's a shame we have to do this, right? It's a shame that we have to apply these strategies. Well, guess what? That's human nature, all right? And second of all, why the fuck are you watching this? If you have to apply these strategies, the real thing you should be telling yourself is not that why do people have to be complicated? Is why aren't you leaving, right? Why are you there? Okay, so that's already a red flag that you're watching this, okay? You're being a cabeza dura. All right, you've been a cabeza duro. That's what my mom used to call it, right? So let's talk about this, right? Now that we got that out the way, the first step is using their own self-image, right? And that's usually confirming their self-opinion. Understand the ego is made up of words, images, videos in your mind, and emotions, right? And they're so and that combination is so intense that it creates action. In other words, the combination of those clusters of emotions and thoughts take over your body and causes you to act in that on the behalf of those clustered feelings. So it's almost like it becomes another self inside of you. That's why it's the ego. It's and if those emotions are intense enough and have deeper roots, it might fool you to believe in that's who you are, right? So a lot of the times this comes in self-opinion. Maybe you as a kid, your parents weren't there, right? So you have an unconscious thought that I'm not lovable, okay? So then you have this feeling also of depression at the thought that you're not lovable. So now somebody comes in and treats you in a way that amplifies those thoughts and emotions. And to your conscious self, to who you really are, it's painful. But to your ego, it loves it, it becomes fatter. It grows in strength the more you confirm the ego's self-opinion. And so then you're not gonna love them, right? Because deep down you're gonna feel hatred towards them. But a part of you loves them because you're giving it energy. And unfortunately, this is very unconscious. A lot of the times we are addicted to our pain. And so that means that, and this is the evil part, if you find out that their exes criticize them a lot unfairly, they tell you that in a way that's complaining, well, sometimes then what's funny is that if you actually do what their exes do, you'll notice that they don't leave. Don't believe what they say they tolerate. Just listen to what they say. If they didn't leave because their exes was like criticized them a lot or canceled plans last minute, for example, they're already used to that. And they already associated love with people who treat them like that. You do that shit, and all of a sudden, it's gonna create a projection. They'll stop seeing your. This is evil, people. I mean, I even have this red shit on, man. Right? So by you confirming that, it's like I've known people who say that everyone takes advantage of them, right? Like I've had family members. I always complain that, you know, everyone is out to get them. Nobody's honest. That's how they complain, right? And if you listen to that person, the funny thing, if you act deceptively and you take advantage of them, they fall in love harder. Like it's in 5. They fall in love harder. Because they're already used to that. A lot of the times, people are not attracted to what they like. A lot of the times, they're just attracted to what they know. And we can't understand that because we don't have the perspective of we have a misunderstanding of what really creates attraction. It's not just visual beauty and pleasantries. It's also whatever reverts you back into the past. Whatever triggers you into irrationality. Whatever makes you act out, whatever makes you slash their tires. Yeah, you're gonna hate them, but your ego is gonna love them. Oh, this is evil, people. Evil ego. So this can be applied to almost anything. And this is why I tell you, you guys have to be careful. Because there are some things in you that you have a negative self-opinion, and anytime you tolerate and you keep getting played and you keep going back to them, it's because deep down you believe that's what you deserve. Do you know the funny thing is that if you just become aware of those contradictions, and it's hard to become aware of it, you know, but the moment you become aware of it, right, the moment that light like just pops up inside of your head, the moment that happens, those patterns go away. Sometimes just awareness of those patterns is all you need to become liberated from it, right? But if you're not aware of those contradictions, well, guess what? You're never going to be free from them. Just notice those contradictions. And in the light of your consciousness, they evaporate. They really do, right? That's why cognitive behavioral therapy is so good. The next one, push them away. Again, this is usually for people who have fear of abandonment, people who feel isolated. This works a lot on them. But the key is not who to push away, because this works on everyone, unless they have extremely high self-esteem. And I gotta say this in a quiet way, man, because when I'm saying evil, when do you do that? Well, you do that when they're inconsistent. This is done when they're inconsistent. A lot of the times people are inconsistent to leverage power, to get you to chase, right? So by you pushing them away, they realize that this is not a good strategy to gain power over you. So then they back off and start acting more submissive a lot of the times, right? But understand that if people are being inconsistent just to gain power, they're gonna do it again because that's really their goal. And usually this strategy works best on two types of people. And this is actually kind of interesting because it's kind of like, this kind of says it works on everyone. Trophy partners. People who, when they treat you as a trophy, if I'm dating a woman and she says, oh, I'm dating Father Alex, right? Oh, I'm dating this guy, this morenazo, right? And she thinks I'm really that shit. Me pushing her away is gonna cause her to work harder for me because it hurts her ego. If she sees me as the perfect guy, and this, a lot of the times this works when you know that somebody's fetishizing you. Fuck it. Yeah, right, you get it. When they're fetishizing you and they see you as their dream partner, pushing them away intensifies that feeling, right? Because they're used to it. This is why I tell you, when somebody likes you, or when you think you like someone and they like you back, pushing them away a little bit, because what most people experience in life is that when we like someone, they don't like us back. So when you know they like you, a slight push confirms their self-opinion. They're like, oh, fuck, again? They're so great. Now they don't want me again? Come on. And that causes them to become attracted to you more, right? We're going to go to a quick little commercial break. All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video. The next one is when they're above your league. And why does pushing someone who you think is above your league, why it works? Well, because they think they're doing you a favor. And what they'll say is that, yo, oh, this motherfucker better not be pushing me away after I gave him a chance to have this holy pum pum. This motherfucker better not be canceling on this ugly Muppet looking motherfucker better not be the one that's saying maybe. I swear to God, yo, nothing pisses off somebody, like for me, nothing pisses off a woman more than an ugly guy saying no to them. And this is why that works, man. I swear to God, this is really good looking people hate this shit. Because this happens often. And whenever you see an unattractive, for example, an unattractive guy with a really hot woman, a lot of times the unattractive guy somehow pushed her away. I mean, look at Frida Kahlo and the fat guy that looks like a frog, right? Like, he was with her, but at this, well, she honestly, he was above her league, to be honest with you. So that's one thing, right? It's when you're the trophy, or when they think that they're better than you. And this works best with people with strong egos. And usually strong egos mean people who rely on outside of attention, which is usually people who are famous, people who are social media stars. They're used to being worshipped. And if they think they're doing you a favor, pushing them away would literally piss them off. And they'll come back. Yeah, but they'll come back to prove a point, to show you that, hey, I'm him. I'm them. So you gotta understand, it's only temporary. Next one, the preemptive breakup. The preemptive breakup pretty much is when you're with someone and you randomly break up with them. Understand, the punches that knock you the fuck out are the punches you don't see coming. Especially when things appear to be perfect. Why is that? Well, because it confirms people's negative self-opinion. Every single person resents this about life, that when I like someone, they break up with me. And this makes them feel like there's an omen around them. There's like a dark cloud that follows them, that for some reason God doesn't want them to be happy. That narrative in their minds becomes their ego, becomes their identity. And so you doing the preemptive breakup, you might think that it might cause them to leave. No, it doesn't. If they have high self-esteem, it causes them to come back to you even harder. Now, they're gonna come back harder as a way to get revenge, right? Sometimes they'll do that, and if you do, but that's one thing. They'll still come back. The next one is the booty method. The booty method is, if they fuck up, you don't just take them back instantly. If they fuck up, like I always say, you gotta make them lick your ass. Father Alex, is that a metaphor? I don't know. Let them find out. No, it's not a metaphor, motherfucker. They're gonna have to lick your ass. Whether or not you shower, we don't know. Let them find out. Because you gotta make sure that whenever they're thinking about coming back to you, you want them to have the sweet taste of ass in their mouth. So that nothing like that ever happens ever again. So that they know that, oh shit, I remember that one time I had to lick their ass. And it's embarrassing. Now, if they like doing that, if they're a freak, now you're just doing them a favor, okay? Don't find something else, okay? Maybe make them do something else, okay? But that's just a point that if people leave and you want them to like you more and respect you more, the reason why people who love you cheat on you is because they don't respect you, or they don't respect the relationship. This, making them pay a price, something that they don't like, as long as they're not freaky dicky, this will cause them to rethink about doing that again, because in their minds they're saying, okay, first of all, I'll never tell anyone this. Third of all, I cannot believe I did that for them. And it's embarrassing. And that embarrassment will cause them to fall in love with you a little bit harder. The next one, triangulation. Triangulation is pretty much when you put others, it's pretty much comparing them, creating jealousy. So usually the way that I advise is to do it subtly. It could be that you have a yoga teacher and you're always praising your yoga teacher. It could be that your favorite, let's just say I'm dating a Mexican girl and I say, oh man, I love the way Ashanti looks. Oh man, Beyonce, oh, she's my type. You compare them, or just casually praise somebody who looks a complete opposite of them, right? All of those things are subtle, but you gotta understand, the more subtle the better, because you don't want them to feel like you're manipulating them. You want to confirm their negative self-opinion, which is, oh man, I'm not that attractive. Oh, of course Beyonce is hotter than me. We all think we're almost all of us are afraid of the other. We all think that everyone is happier than us. Everyone has a better life, that everyone has a better dating life. What you don't understand is that a lot of people are very insecure, even really pretty people. And usually we all think unconsciously that other people are more attractive than us. Why is that? Because consciously you think you're more attractive, right? There's even studies that people overestimate their attraction. But when you really observe, you'll notice that they don't, because at the sight of somebody who's less attractive than them talking to their partners, a lot of people will get jealous. Well, if you really believe you're that attractive, you wouldn't care. But deep down, your insecurity shows up in bravado, in external bravado. Oh, of course I'm attractive. And even conscious thoughts, and even conscious changing of memories. But when you really look at the results, and when you really see, when you're in front of if I'm in front of my girl, and then I see another attractive black guy, right? And if I really think I'm confident, I'm not gonna be afraid. But if I deep down believe that I am not, but that I'm in denial, and so it manifests itself through external confidence, I'm gonna feel jealous at the thought of my girl talking to him. Because if she likes me, she may be with him, right? If I really think I'm in 10, there's no reason for me to feel jealous, but that's not the case. Jealousy a lot of the times is a reflection of how you truly feel. Observe what you're jealous about, and a lot of times it could show you your real unconscious perception of your own value. So anyway, triangulation, any woman, you'll notice, for example, as a guy, that if I compliment a woman, a lot of the times, if I'm with a girl, like, they'll get a little insecure. Like, I remember I was dating this girl, and I told her I was dating somebody else, and I was like, that's how you're gonna date me. If you're okay with that, then you could come out. She was like, sure. But then when the way I talked about the girl that I'm dating, she was like, you know what? You talk too good about her. I would prefer if you dated somebody else. How about that? I'm like, what the fuck? Wait. So you prefer I break up with her and find someone new? She's like, yeah, I could do it like that, but it seems like you guys really like each other. I'm like, but you have nothing to worry about. And she's really, really attractive, right? But it's just, I know I'm wrong. Of course I'm in the wrong here, right? But the point is that we're all naturally insecure. We're afraid that somebody's gonna find somebody better unconsciously, but we're just not aware of those feelings. So that's why triangulation works so well. Just mentioning somebody of the opposite sex, or somebody that looks a complete opposite, or even just them knowing that you see somebody on a daily basis through work or through an activity, it creates a certain level of triangulation. But also sometimes it could also mean that you hype up your ex. Talk about your ex, how great they were, how awesome they were, or even how you fell in love with them, but you take longer time to tell your current partner that you love them. Oh, people, I'm sorry, man, this is evil. Things I do for views, man. Anyways, so yeah, so remember, this is the most evil ones, okay? Gaslighting. Oh my God, if you do this, like that's it. Like you're gonna be digging a hole. Like God is not even gonna bring an angel to take you to hell. He's gonna give you a fucking shovel and make you dig your own grave. Like seriously, because if you're doing this, Avery, you're in the Bronx, Alex. Okay, you're in the Bronx. Okay, because this to all the fucking Bobs and Melissas and fucking Tracys and freaking Shannons out there, this is evil shit. This is where you break. This is where you break up with them for whatever fucking reason. Whatever fucking reason, I don't give a fuck. It could be that you don't like that tree and you break up with them. You leave, and then you wait for them to come back. Honestly, if you do this, don't tell people you watch my channel. Because what this does is this is real trauma bond, and if anybody does this to you, because it'll make you question your sanity. And this is the way I know. You know they're wrong because in your life, you never have these types of problems. I remember a woman did that to me where I told you guys, she got mad that I requested that she wear a dress because we're going to a restaurant, like a very special restaurant. She's like, don't tell me what to wear. I'm not going now. I'm like, what the fuck? Then she texted me the next day. She was like, hey, big head. I'm like, what the fuck? Whoa. First of all, my head is not big. Third of all, what the fuck? You literally canceled a date yesterday and now you're acting normal. She's like, it's no big deal, but I was like, well, I would prefer an apology. She's like, an apology for what? For that? Why you gotta be so dramatic? I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, I'm getting mad, but I'm like, wait a minute, time out. Woo, pausa. I was like, pause in my mind. I'm like, wait. Is this normal? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, do I see this in most of my relationships? And then my nigga part said, no, nigga, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, this chick is dramatic. Because I'm a very peaceful guy. This is not my type of drama. I'm like, hey, boo-boo, we're done. Let's not see each other. She's like, what do you mean? And she's like, now you're breaking up with me? I'm like, yes, because we're fighting about simple things and we've only been on 3 dates. That's not good. She's like, well, you're the one that's been, okay, you see. I'm not gonna try to convince you. I'm not, no, we're done, okay? And usually most guys, I can promise you, because of the way she looked, I can promise you most guys were like, you know what? Okay, sure, my fault. And that's how you get yourself wrapped up in that type of toxic relationship. Man, people just try to fuck with your sanity. They try to fuck with your common sense. You can't let people do that. You gotta see that as an extremely red flag. And if you're used to that, that speaks about you. You know, that speaks about you as a matter of fact. All right. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this video. If you guys want to work with Father Alex 101, go to myfoottraction.org. I'm gonna be making a website actually for my paintings. I'm gonna be making a website for it, so that you guys can check it out. And yeah, become my patrons, people. You imagine that when I die, y'all will say, "This is Father Alex's painting." People, when I die, my paintings are gonna go up in price. So all you guys just wait. You know, Father Alex is be doing some dumb shit. So this is actually one of my paintings in a shirt. Anyways, bye bye.